All right, question 1. Find the remainder when the polynomial x to the 6th plus 4x to the 5th minus 2x cubed plus 7 is divided by x plus 1. Probably the easiest method here would be to use synthetic division. Because our divisor is x plus 1, we're going to set up synthetic division with -1 on the outside. Across the top on the inside, we're going to put the coefficients. If you have a missing power, you need to replace it with zeros. We have 1, 4. Then we're missing a power of 4. -2. We're missing a power of 2 and a power of 1, so we're going to add 2 zeros and then a 7 at the end. Okay? We're looking for the remainder, so we're looking for what lands in this last spot underneath right here. All right? So then we perform the synthetic division, which remember is an algorithm. You drop the first term. Oops, not highlighter, sorry. Drop the first term, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, we get 6. This is our remainder. Now, another option that you could have done was stuck -1 into the function, -1 to the power of 6 plus 4 parentheses -1 to the 5th minus 2 parentheses -1 cubed plus 7. And the output, the answer that we get when we plug that in, will be 6. Okay?
That would seem much easier.
Yeah, whatever you want. Both ways work. Okay?
So, wait, you just said if you plug in 6 for x, it's 6?
No. If you plug -1 in for x into the polynomial, your output should give you 6, which is our remainder. That's that remainder theorem. Okay, question 2. Question 2 is a rational function, and we are required to find the vertical, horizontal asymptote, x-intercept, and y-intercept. First thing you always want to do with a rational function is begins with an F, rhymes with tractor. Factor. Thank you. Pull out a 4. On the inside, you'll have x squared minus 4, which then can be factored again to x minus 2, x plus 2. At the bottom, you can pull out a -5. And on the inside would be x minus 2. Okay? Automatically, you see something cancels. What is it? A whole. Perfect. So we cancel out there and there, which means there's a whole at +2. To get the y value of the whole, we simplify our function, 4 parentheses x plus 2 over -5. We plug 2 in. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So -16/5. Okay? The degree is bigger at the top. When it's bigger at the top, there is no horizontal asymptote. At the bottom, there is nothing left in the denominator that makes it 0, so there's no vertical asymptote. The x-intercept is what's left in the numerator that makes the numerator 0. So it would be -2, 0 for your x-intercept.
Wait, say that again?
To find the x-intercept, it's what's left in the numerator that makes the numerator 0. So if I plugged -2 in, it would be 0. And lastly, for the y-intercept, you plug 0 in for x. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Negative 8/5.
You also just put it in the decimals and graph it. Right?
Correct.
So how do you do x-intercept?
X-intercept is whatever's left in the numerator that makes the numerator 0. So that would be a -2 at the top to make it 0. And then y-intercept, you plug 0 in for x.
Can you just put it into Desmos and find the x and y-intercept?
You absolutely can. The only thing is, if something is a whole there, you just want to make sure you click on it to ensure it's not undefined at that spot. Okay. Anybody need more time with 2? All right, number 3. Number 3 is a quick one. Number 3 is an exponential function. How do we know it's an exponential? Ooh, wow, that's spelled wrong.
Exponential.
Stop it. Exponential. Exponential function because it has x in the exponent. Exponential functions have horizontal asymptotes. Ooh, I can't spell today. Okay, and the horizontal asymptote. Oh, you know what? It's my apparently I haven't eaten. Okay, so seriously, that's probably why I'm a little shaky, and I was yelling. Okay, I'm recording myself. Okay, so the horizontal asymptote for this function you get it by that vertical shift, and it's been shifted down 7. So your horizontal asymptote is y equals -7. Okay, we want to do some quick features of this function. The domain of all exponential functions is negative to positive infinity. The range would be parentheses -7 to infinity.
And again, you can plug this in the decimals.
You can, absolutely. The parent function is y equals 4 to the power of x. So the transformations would be right 3, down 7. Okay, and you can, of course, yes, plug into Desmos and find all of these features.
Ms. Dahl, how is the parent function y equals 4x?
So whatever your function is without anything done to it. So y equals b to the power of x would be your parent function. And in this case, your b is 4. So that would be your parent. Anytime you have an exponential function, you always name the parent by whatever the b value is.
Okay, but isn't it y equals ax?
A would be a vertical stretch or compression if it's present. So normally it's y equals a times b to the power of x. And a is indicative of a vertical stretch or vertical compression. A here would be 1, so it's neither a stretch or compression. And your parent would be 4 to the power of x. Okay. All right, question 4. Question 4 is just doing the conversion from logarithmic form to exponential form. Okay, it's in log form. What's your base here?
X plus 4.
Perfect. What would your power here be?
3/4.
And what do we set it equal to?
X squared minus 3 times 5.
And we're done. Write the log as an exponential. You do not need to solve. We're done. Remember, I'm going to go to red for a minute. I think this is red. Draw the heart. Base to the power to the answer. And we love logarithms. Do you see the heart? Yeah, it's visible. Okay. Also looks like an oven mitt, kind of. All right, number 5. Number 5 is the sum of rational expressions. In order to add rational expressions, what do you need? Common denominator. What are we going to multiply the left hand by, bottom and top?
X minus 8 and X minus 5.
Who is that?
Ananya?
Ananya! I thought you were absent.
No, I'm here.
Oh my gosh, we missed you today.
So X minus 8.
X minus 8, X minus 8.
And then the right
You
side.
still don't know Ananya's voice?
That did not sound like Ananya. You sound very sad.
I like you being quiet.
I'm tired.
Oh, are you in bed? It's okay.
Yeah.
but you're listening. Okay, so X minus 8 and then X minus 5 on the right-hand side. So we have now established our common denominator as X minus 8 times X minus 5. Then we do the distribution of the top. 5X minus 40 plus X minus 5. And we get 6X minus 45. And we could pull out a 3, but it's not going to help us to simplify it all. So we're just going to leave it 6X minus 45 over X minus 8 times X minus 5. Again, I said you could factor the top out, GCF, but you really only need to do that if you can cancel something at the top and bottom, and we can't cancel anything. So we're going to leave it 6X minus 45 over X minus 8 times X minus 5. Okay, number 6, Drew can paint a room in 5 hours. It takes his brother Devin 4 hours to paint the same room. How long to the nearest tenth would it take Drew and Devin to paint if they worked together? Okay, anybody got the formula down for us?
1 over time alone plus 1 over time alone equals 1 over time together.
Lily, you just beat Austin off the line. He had it. It's okay, Austin. I'll pass you the baton.
That's not a real formula. Technically, it's 1 over 5.
Oh, but she was given the formula. You leave that woman alone. Lily, I got you. Okay, so 1 over Drew's rate plus 1 over Devin's rate will equal the 1 over the time it takes them to complete the task together. Look across the bottom. You have a 5, a 4, and an X. What's your common denominator?
20X.
Perfect. And we're going to multiply everything by 20X, which will give us 20X over 5 plus 20X over 4 equals 20X over X. We simplify. 4X plus 5X equals 20. 9X equals 20. Divide by 9. X is, let's go to Desmos, 29ths. 2.2 hours if they work together. Okay. Are we good with number 6? All right, number 7. Describe all of the features of the logarithmic function. What does the leading negative mean?
Reflection.
X-axis reflection. Logarithmic functions have vertical asymptotes, and you get the vertical asymptote by whatever makes that parentheses 0. So our vertical asymptote would be -3. This function has shifted left 3, down 1. because it shifted left 3 and that asymptote line is -3, that's a barrier. It is not going any lower than -3, so your domain would be -3 to infinity. Okay?
Will it say like what if it asks on the EOC what like describe the features? Will we have to remember every single feature?
You can graph it.
No, like I'm saying like.
Oh, well, it would
Say
be,
x-axis reflection, vertical asymptote.
you would go and look at those things. But you're so short answer questions wouldn't be like a typing question. It would be a numerical response. Range is all real numbers.
Miss Doll, what's the parent function of a logarithmic function?
So it would be whatever the log base is, x. So this would be f of x equals log base 3 of x.
My teacher let me know.
Okay, log base 3 of x. That would be your parent function. Does that make sense? If it was just a log, it would just be log x. Okay, are we good there? Again, let me just graph this real quick to make sure you know how to do that in Desmos. Y equals negative. We're going to go to the functions button. Oops, let me move this thing. Okay, I'm going to hit miscellaneous, and it's this log base 3. What was it? X plus 3. And then it was -1. Okay. Okay, and then let me hit home. Okay, there you can see the asymptote line gets really close to, but never touches or crosses -3. Okay, range, all real numbers, negative to positive infinity. Logarithmic functions always have all real number ranges. Good? Okay, question 8. Cole wants to purchase a vehicle that costs $17,000. His current savings towards the purchase is $11,200 that is placed into an account earning 3.7% interest compounded monthly. How long to the nearest tenth will it take Cole to reach his goal of saving $17,000? Okay, again, we see that compound interest formula. A equals P1 plus, what's that? Oh, I thought somebody said something. R over N raised to the N times T. He needs to reach 17,000. That's his A value. We know he's starting with 11,200. 1 plus his rate is 0.037 over 12. And what we don't know is our t value, so we're going to raise it to the power of 12t. Now, you could do this algebraically, but in all honesty, I would use Desmos because Desmos is going to be a tool that will help you tremendously on next week. In Desmos, we're going to create 2 equations. Y equals 17,000. And your second equation is going to be y equals 11,200, 1 plus 0.037 over 12 raised to the 12x. Obviously, Desmos recognizes x and y, so I'm not going to put t in, but I really am finding the t. Okay? I'm going to go to Desmos and type that in. Y equals 17,000. Y equals 11,200. 1 plus 0. What was it?
0.037.
Thank you, Lil. Divided by 12, raised to the 12x. Oh, that's a z. Okay, now I'm going to find the intersection. Okay, zoom back in. Okay, and to the nearest, I forget, I think 10th, to the nearest 10th of a year, it will take Cole 11.3 years to reach his goal of saving. 11 point T is approximately 11.3 years. Okay? All right, question number 9. The current population of Smithville is 234,000, and it's decreasing at a rate of 6.1% annually. If this trend continues, what is the expected population 20 years from now? This is a straight what kind of problem? Is it really do you see the word compound?
Exponential decay.
Exponential decay. Okay, y, I think we used y equals a 1 minus r to the power of t. Okay, all that we're looking for is the expected population after 20 years. What's our a value or our initial amount?
234,000.
Thank you. 234,000. 1 minus, what's your rate of decay as a decimal? 0.061 to the power of 20. Round our answer to the nearest whole number. We go over to our beautiful tool, also known as Desmos. 234, 1 minus 0.061 to the power of 20. 66,455 people. 66,455 people. That will be our population after 20 years with that rate of decay. Okay, number 10, last question for today. Given the functions f of x and g of x, find the expression 4 times f of x minus 5 times g of x. Okay, so this is operations of functions. We're going to do 4. And then we're going to put in 2x squared plus 11x plus 1, which is going to give us 8x squared plus 44x plus 4. And then we're going to take 5 and multiply it by 4x plus 5, which is going to give us 20x plus 25. And then we're going to subtract, but when we subtract, we want to make sure we subtract the entire binomial, which means we have to distribute the negative in. So we are actually doing 8x squared plus 44x plus 4 minus 20x minus 25. When we simplify by combining like terms, we get 8x squared plus 24x minus 21. Okay, so today let me actually pause once or stop.